You're driving to work tomorrow morning, doing exactly what you've done for years, when suddenly you see flashing lights in your rearview mirror. Your heart sinks as the police officer walks up to your window. You weren't speeding, you weren't on your phone, you were just driving normally. But here's the problem. What was legal yesterday is illegal today. The officer hands you a ticket, and when you see the amount, your jaw drops. $500, $1,000, maybe more. And the worst part? You had no idea the law had changed. This isn't a nightmare scenario. This is reality for thousands of American drivers right now, because January 2026 has brought a wave of new driving laws across the United States. And if you don't know about them, they could cost you thousands of dollars in fines, points on your license, increased insurance rates, and maybe even your driving privileges altogether. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 5 most important new driving laws that just took effect. And trust me, you cannot afford to miss this information. Some of these changes are so significant that they're catching even experienced drivers completely off guard. So buckle up, pay close attention, and let's make sure you don't become the next victim of these expensive new rules. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time here, you've come to the right place for critical driving information that could save you thousands of dollars. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because driving laws are changing constantly. And staying informed is the only way to protect yourself and your wallet. Now let's dive into these 5 new rules that could seriously impact your life. Rule number 1, and this is already catching thousands of drivers off guard: dramatically stricter cell phone and distracted driving laws. I know you're thinking cell phone laws aren't new, but what changed in January 2026 is massive. The definition of distracted driving has been expanded in over 20 states, and the penalties have absolutely skyrocketed. Here's what you need to know. You cannot touch your phone for any reason while driving. Not at a red light, not in bumper-to-bumper traffic, not even if you're pulled over on the shoulder unless your engine is completely turned off. The only legal way to use your phone is if it's mounted and you're using voice commands only. No touching whatsoever. The fines are brutal. First offense in states like California, New York, and Washington ranges from $250 to $500. Second offense, you're looking at $750 or more. Third offense, over $1,000 plus potential license suspension. But here's what makes this even more expensive. These violations add points to your license and increase your insurance premiums by 20 to 30%. Over 3 years, that insurance increase alone could cost you thousands of additional dollars. And it's not just phones anymore. The new laws cover any activity that diverts attention from driving. Eating while driving can now be cited as distracted driving in some jurisdictions. Doing makeup? Same thing. Programming your GPS while moving? Major violation. You must program navigation before you start driving or pull over completely, turn off the engine, and then make changes. Several states have also implemented camera-based enforcement. Automated systems detect when drivers are holding phones or looking down instead of at the road. These cameras generate tickets automatically that arrive in your mail. Unlike traditional traffic stops, where you might get a warning, these systems issue tickets every single time with 0 exceptions. Rule number 2, massive expansion of automated speed cameras and enhanced speed enforcement. Speed cameras have existed for years, but January 2026 brought thousands of new cameras across America, and they're not just on highways anymore. They're now in school zones, residential neighborhoods, construction zones, and work zones everywhere. Here's why this is dangerous for your wallet. These new systems are incredibly sophisticated. They don't just catch extreme speeding. Many cameras start issuing tickets at just 6 miles per hour over the limit. In school zones, some jurisdictions start at just 1 mile per hour over. If the school zone is 20 miles per hour and you're going 21, you get a ticket. And these aren't cheap. School zone violations range from $200 to $500 for a first offense. Work zone speeding has become particularly expensive. If you're caught speeding in a construction zone with workers present, fines are doubled or tripled. You could be looking at $500 to $1,500 depending on your speed. Some states now require mandatory court appearances for work zone violations, meaning you lose time from work and potentially face even higher penalties, including license suspension. The automated systems show no mercy. With a traditional traffic stop, an officer might listen to your situation and give you a warning. Cameras don't care about excuses. You were speeding, you get ticketed, period. And these tickets affect your driving record and insurance rates exactly like regular traffic tickets. Rule number 3: mandatory advanced safety features for older vehicles. This one is flying under the radar but could cost you serious money. Several states now require certain vehicles to have specific safety features to remain legal on public roads. The most common new requirement is backup cameras. If your vehicle was made after 2018, you already have one by federal law. But now some states require backup cameras even on older vehicles if used for commercial purposes or passenger transport. If you drive for Uber, Lyft, or any commercial purpose, you may need to install a backup camera in your older vehicle. Installation costs range from $500 to $2,000. Electronic stability control is another new requirement in some states for commercial vehicles. If your vehicle predates the federal ESC mandate, but you use it commercially, you may need to install it. Again, we're talking hundreds to thousands of dollars. The really expensive requirement is emission controls. Some jurisdictions now have emission standards that effectively ban older vehicles that can't be modified to comply. This particularly affects diesel vehicles from the early 2000s. Modification costs can run $5,000 to $10,000, often more than the vehicle's value, forcing you to buy a replacement vehicle entirely. Rule number 4: dramatically increase DUI and impaired driving penalties. DUI has always been serious, but January 2026 brought even harsher consequences. The legal blood alcohol limit remains 0.08% for most drivers, but several critical changes occurred. Many states lowered thresholds for certain drivers. Commercial drivers now face DUI charges at 0.04% in more jurisdictions. Drivers under 21 face zero tolerance with limits as low as 0.01%. Several states implemented enhanced penalties for anyone at 0.05% or above, even though the legal limit is 0.08%. These penalties include mandatory ignition interlock devices, longer license suspensions, and much higher fines. A first offense DUI now costs between $10,000 and $15,000 when you factor in everything: fines, court costs, attorney fees, increased insurance, DUI school, ignition interlock device, and license reinstatement fees. If there's an accident involved, costs exceed $20,000 to $30,000 plus potential jail time. States have also expanded what constitutes impaired driving. It's not just alcohol. Driving under the influence of marijuana, even in states where it's legal, carries identical penalties. Driving under the influence of prescription medications or over-the-counter drugs that impair you also results in DUI charges. The law doesn't care if your doctor prescribed it. If you're impaired, you're liable. New roadside drug testing devices can detect marijuana, cocaine, and other drugs from saliva samples. These give officers probable cause for arrest and blood testing. Refusing these tests results in automatic license suspension for up to a year in some states, even if you're later found not guilty. Rule number 5: dramatically stricter parking and stopping violations in urban areas. This might seem minor, but parking tickets add up fast. Major cities nationwide have increased parking fines and expanded no parking zones as part of traffic management and Vision Zero safety initiatives. In cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Seattle, parking in a bike lane now costs $200 to $400. Parking in a bus zone is $300 to $500. Blocking a crosswalk or sidewalk ramp is $400 to $600. Parking near a fire hydrant is $500 to $700. These aren't the $35 tickets of the past. These are serious financial penalties. Expanded no stopping zones are catching people everywhere. Many cities designated entire corridors as no stopping zones during certain hours. You can't even stop for 30 seconds to drop someone off without risking a ticket. Automated cameras monitor these zones constantly and issue tickets to any vehicle that stops, even briefly. Unpaid parking tickets are treated much more seriously now. Cities implement boot and tow policies after just 2 or 3 unpaid tickets. Getting your car from impound costs $500 to $1,000 or more. Some cities now place holds on vehicle or driver's license renewals until parking tickets are paid. You literally cannot renew your license until you clear your tickets. So, how do you keep track of all these changes? Here's my advice. First, check your state's DMV website regularly for new laws. Second, if you travel or drive in multiple states, familiarize yourself with their specific laws. What's legal in your state might be illegal elsewhere. Third, use apps that alert you to speed cameras, red light cameras, and speed limit changes. Fourth, simply drive more cautiously and attentively. Most of these laws aim to reduce accidents and save lives. If you're driving safely, you're much less likely to violate them. Here's the bottom line. January 2026 brought major changes to driving laws across America, and ignorance is not a defense. You're expected to know and follow the rules, and violations cost thousands of dollars. These 5 rules, stricter cell phone laws, enhanced speed enforcement, mandatory safety features, increased DUI penalties, and higher parking fines, are just the beginning. More changes are coming as states continue prioritizing traffic safety. Take this seriously. A few minutes learning these laws can save you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. Share this information with everyone who drives. Talk to teenage drivers about these changes. Discuss them with elderly family members who might not be aware. The more people know, the safer our roads become and the fewer people face financial devastation from traffic violations. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're now informed about these critical changes that most drivers don't even know about yet. If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It really helps us reach more people with important information like this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you never miss updates on driving laws and money-saving tips. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 rules surprised you most, or if you've already encountered these new laws in your area. Your experiences help other viewers understand real-world enforcement. Share this video with your friends and family, post it on Facebook, send it in your family group chats, email it to anyone who drives. This information is too important to keep to yourself. Every person who watches this is one more driver who won't get caught off guard by an expensive ticket. Remember, knowledge is power, but only if you act on it. Now that you know these laws, adjust your driving habits. Put your phone away completely while driving. Watch your speed, especially in school and work zones. Make sure your vehicle meets all legal requirements. Never drive impaired under any circumstances. Pay attention to parking signs and restrictions. These simple steps keep you legal, safe, and thousands of dollars richer. Thank you again for your time and attention. Drive safe out there, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll cover even more ways to protect yourself on the road. Until then, keep your eyes on the road, your hands on the wheel, and stay out of trouble. Take care, everyone.